welcome again. Welcome to a new edition. Welcome back. I'm glad to see you. It's good to see you. I'm delighted to see you. Muchas maneras. Si es que de verdad estoy encantado de veros. Am I delighted to see you? Yes, I am. It depends. Are you there, Jose Marón? Mabel, are you there? Manoli, are you there? All of my friends are there? Okay, then I'm delighted to have you back. I'm delighted to see you. I'm delighted that you have decided to join me for this program. I am really honored to have so many people sitting down in my classroom to share with me an hour or maybe 2 hours of English, productive usage of English and entertainment with English. Myself and all my colleagues on Aprender Inglés TV, we are here to help you, and we enjoy doing it. I'm lucky. I consider myself a fortunate person. I consider myself a lucky man because the job I do, which I devote 60 or 70% of my waking hours to, is fun, full of stimulating entertainment, and I truly enjoy it. And so my job is to transmit that feeling, the attitude to you, so that you enjoy at least watching the program and then making the effort to learn English. Okay, and I have with me today in the first hour a friend. She always makes a lot of noise. If you're hearing noise, it's my friend María Jesús. Every time, es que sin falta, without fail, she never fails to be a focus of noise. Constant movement, constant noise. Muy inquieta. Me imagino cuando tenía 3 años, 4 años, tenía haber sido un terror. Okay, probably she was a terror. But she's here to help me. María Jesús, how are you?
Hello, fine, thank you.
Now, what's the problem with the noise?
No, I got rid of everything on me not to make noise. But in the process, I had to make noise, I'm afraid.
Oh, afraid? ¿Tú eres un Federico?
No.
Okay, bring me the camera. There, yeah. Miedo, o tener miedo, is to be afraid. To be afraid. Fijaos en la pronunciación. La primera letra del alfabeto inglés es A. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, afraid. Si decís afraid, Fred is Federico. Yo soy un Federico, is I am afraid. Ahora, tengo miedo, is I am afraid. Ahora, si tengo miedo de Federico, I am afraid of Fred. But I'm not afraid of Fred, okay? So, María Jesús, could you repeat the sentence? I'm afraid I made some noise preparing.
Yes.
Why didn't you do that before the class?
I am always late in the process of thinking.
You're always late in the process of thinking. Okay, ask me if there were any tragic events last year.
Were there any tragic events last year?
Oh, yes, there were a lot of tragic events last year. Ask me if there have been any tragic events this year.
Have there been any tragic events this year?
Yes, there have been quite a few already. There have been quite a few tragic events this year. Some people have not learned English fast enough. Okay, ask me if there would be tragic events if I were the king of the world.
Would there be tragic events if you were the king of the world?
King?
King.
King. I imagine there would, because I wouldn't have full power to stop natural phenomena or to stop mental or intellectual phenomena when people make mistakes and have accidents. Okay, ask me if there's any English teacher in this country better than me.
Is there any English teacher in this country better than you?
As far as I know, there's one, at least one. I imagine there are more, but I don't know where they are. But there's at least one, okay, who's better than me. Now, ask me if my eyes are the same color as yours.
Are your eyes the same color as mine?
No, they're not. Your eyes are dark and my eyes are not. My eyes are blue or green. Ask me if my eyes are the same color as my sister's.
Are your eyes the same color as your sister's?
No, they're not. Ask me what color my sister's eyes are.
What color are you?
What color
are your sister's eyes?
I don't remember. I really don't pay too much attention to the color of people's eyes unless it's strange or very, it really surprises you or calls your attention. Ask me if the government is going to cut taxes this year.
Is the government going to cut taxes this year?
They say they are. Both parties say they're going to. There are elections this year, and both parties say they're going to cut taxes. Ask me if I would cut taxes if I were the president of Spain.
Would you cut taxes if you were the president of Spain?
I would cut some taxes, yes. Ask me if I would raise any taxes if I were the president of Spain.
Would you raise any taxes if you were the president of Spain?
Well, I don't know. Initially, no. But I would look at every concept of taxation. And maybe there would be some type of tax that warranted raising. It depends. But initially, my personal philosophy is not to have high taxes. So initially, I would not want to raise taxes, but no descarte que lo haga. It doesn't rule out the possibility that I would raise some taxes if it were warranted, if it were necessary or required or seemed necessary. That means it was warranted. Okay, and ask me if I would try to lower taxes as much as possible.
Would you try to lower taxes as much as possible?
I would try to lower taxes. Ask me how far I would lower them.
How far would you lower them?
I would lower them in line with the decision on investment and spending. Okay? Ask me where I would invest public money.
Where would you spend public money?
Spend nada, invest.
Sorry.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yes.
Ask me where I would invest public money.
Where would you invest public money?
I would invest probably in education. Yeah. Ask me if I would change a few things.
Would you change a few things?
Well, of course, I would change a few things. Probably more than a few. Okay. I would try to make an effort to find ways, creative ways, to improve the quality of the general level of teaching in the country in every area, in every discipline.
That would be a good investment.
I think it would be a good investment. Okay, and but I'm never going to be the president of Spain.
Who knows?
I can't. Ask me why I can't become the president of Spain.
Why can't you become the president of Spain?
Because I'm not a citizen of Spain. I need to be a citizen, okay, to become the president. Ask me if Schwarzenegger is a citizen of the United States.
Is Schwarzenegger a citizen of the United States?
Yes, he is. Ask me where he was born.
Where was he born?
He was born in Austria. Ask me how old he was when he went to the States.
How old was he when he went to the States?
He was quite young, 19, 20. He was very young. Yeah, he was very young. But he went to the States. Ask me where he went.
Where did he go?
I don't know. Most people think he went to Los Angeles, to California.
Yeah.
Okay. A very hard worker. He became Mr. Universe, and that's not easy, all right? Now, ask me if I've ever met him personally.
Have you ever met him personally?
Personally?
Personally.
Personally. Hay una ciudad en Australia, en la costa oeste. ¿Cómo se llama?
En Australia.
Yeah. On the opposite side of
Perth.
Sydney. Perth. Also, there's a town, a relatively important town in Scotland, north of Edinburgh. What's it called? Perth.
Perth as well.
Perth. Perth. ¿Cómo se dice nacimiento?
Birth.
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 ¿Cómo se dice pájaro?
Bird.
Baird? No. Bird.
Bird.
How do you say? ¿Cómo se dice? Yo oí.
I heard.
I heard. I heard. Oí un pájaro.
I heard.
Heard a bird.
Heard a bird.
I heard a bird in Perth.
I heard a bird. No.
I heard.
Heard.
Okay, perfect. I heard a bird in Perth. Okay. Now, I've never met Schwarzenegger. Ask me where he lives.
Where does he live?
He lives in Sacramento, California. Ask me if Sacramento is as big as San Francisco.
Is Sacramento as big as San Francisco?
San Francisco? San Francisco sería insertar una TH en medio. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It says here San Francisco. No, it's not. It's smaller than San Francisco. Ask me if it's the third biggest city in California.
Is it the third biggest city in California?
No, it's not. It's the fourth. What city is the third biggest? Do you know?
In California.
California?
California.
No. California.
California.
Ask me.
What's the biggest?
The third biggest.
The third biggest city in California.
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 Kalahari, the Kalahari Desert. ¿Cómo dices el desierto ese?
Kalahari.
Vale, California.
California.
Ahí está. Nadie te ha orientado en la pronunciación.
No.
Los profesores de inglés suelen ser vagos. Con que ellos te entiendan, no insisten más. Okay? And English teachers, especially English teachers who live in Spain, they understand you perfectly because they speak Spanish. You know, if you say table, they know you're saying table. Of course, they'll correct that pronunciation, but not California. Cali. No, nadie dice Cali. Okay? California. California. All right? California. Clinton. Ask me if Bill Clinton. Ask me if Bill Clinton is from California.
Is Bill Clinton.
No, Clin.
Clinton.
Clin. ¿Cómo se dice? Boli.
Pen.
Clinton.
Clinton.
Good. All right? Now, concentrate. Ask me if Bill Clinton is from California.
Is Bill Clinton from California?
Okay, ahora empieza a sonar en inglés lo que dices, pero bonito inglés además. Okay? No, he's not. He's from Arkansas. Ask me if Hillary Clinton is from California. Toma. Sorry, es que hay una segunda.
Is Hillary Clinton.
Clinton. No cambie, mira mi boca. Clinton. Lo digo con vitrílogo. Clinton. Es que es el mismo sonido al principio. La primera sílaba. Mira, en español dices Clinton. Radicalmente opuestos. Las sílabas aquí.
Sí.
Pero en inglés, rima. Clinton. You understand?
Yes.
Clinton. Okay? Clinton. La T la quiero oír. Clinton. ¿Cómo se dice tonelada?
Ton.
1 ton, 2 tons. How many pounds are there in a ton?
Pounds.
You don't know?
No.
In a imperial ton, 2,000 pounds. I think in a ton, 2,000 pounds.
Yes, 2,000 pounds.
There are 1,000 kilos in a ton.
Yes.
2,200 pounds. Perdona, 2,200. I think.
Yes, because it's yeah.
All right, ton. Clinton. Casi rima. Okay. So, no, Hillary Clinton isn't from California. Okay. Ask me if I'm going to vote for her.
Are you going to vote for her?
I'm not planning to vote. Okay. Ask me when the last time was I voted.
When was the last time you voted?
When I was 18 years old. Ask me why I don't vote.
Why don't you vote?
My vote doesn't really count. Ask me why my vote doesn't count.
Why doesn't your vote count?
Because of the electoral college system. Okay? And the electoral college system means that if, for example, in Texas, ask me what state I'm a resident of.
What state are you a resident of?
I'm a resident of Texas. Ask me what the population is of Texas.
What's the population of Texas?
I think it's around 25 million people. It's smaller than Spain. 25 million people. And ask me how many of those people vote.
How many of those people vote?
Probably around 15 million. Okay? And ask me what would happen if there were a tie.
What would happen if there were a tie?
Okay. If there were a tie, it would be a big problem. You would require a second vote. What's the probability, in your opinion, that there would be a tie? 7.5 million, 7.5 million. Perfect. Impossible.
Yeah.
Imagine in the next elections, imagine that the elections next November are between Hillary Clinton and John McCain, for example. Imagine in Texas, John McCain wins 7,501,000 votes. And Hillary Clinton wins 7,500,000. Imagine McCain wins by 1 vote, okay? John McCain will receive all 27 electoral votes del Colegio Electoral, from the Electoral College. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, if in Texas the polls, los sondeos, say that it's going to be very, very close. Muy reñidas las elecciones. In inglés se dice close, muy cercanas. If they're going to be very close, I will vote. You understand?
Yes.
Because then my vote could make a difference.
Yes.
It could make a difference. But if already the polls there's a clear difference, then my vote is not going to change the outcome at all. It's not going to change the outcome. ¿Cómo se dice outcome?
Resultado.
Muy bien. O desenlace también cuando es una historia. It's not going to change the result. The final result, it's not going to change the final outcome. Okay? And so it doesn't matter if I vote or not, okay, because I will not be able to change the outcome. And my vote will count as an interesting statistic of the total votes in the United States, which way they went. But it won't count for a decision making or for changing anything. So I simply don't vote. Okay? Now, do you think I should vote?
Well, you are right in the way you have put things.
All right.
So maybe you shouldn't vote.
Well, for me to vote is more difficult here in Spain. For me to go to the embassy, it requires more bureaucratic steps than in the United States. So you have to make an effort to exercise your right and obligation of voting. Okay? Ask me what percentage of the people in the States usually vote.
What percentage of the people in the States vote?
People who are voting age, registered voters, maybe only about half, about 50%.
50%.
In the last elections, close to 70, I believe. It was very, very strange. And I think in this election, a lot of people will vote. Ask me why I think more people will vote next time.
Why do you think more people will vote next time?
Because the American politics is becoming more polarized. Not too different from European or from Spanish politics. More and more people are and there's more animosity. Friction between them. And so I think more people are going to vote. All right, question. Has the moon been colonized yet?
No,
it hasn't. All right. Would you like to be involved in the colonization of the moon?
I've never thought of it, but
I've never thought about it. Nunca aquí no vale, no nos vale. Cuando tienes duda, think about. Ante la duda, think about always. You never thought about it?
No.
Ask me if I've ever thought about colonizing the moon.
Have you ever thought about colonizing the
moon? I've never thought about colonizing as the leader of the colony, but I've thought about being involved, yeah, of course. Ask me if I would live on the moon.
Would you live on the moon?
It depends on who I'm with and what kind of work I do.
Teach English to the people who live there.
Fine. But it also depends on my personal life and things. And so if that were solved, I would rather live on the moon with the right people than on the earth without them. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Did you understand what I said?
Yes.
Can you repeat it?
You would prefer to live...
No. Está bien. Es perfecto, pero eso es muy formal. You would rather...
You'd rather live on the moon with the right people than on the earth with the wrong people.
No, I didn't say that exactly.
No?
No. With the wrong people, I didn't say.
With bad people?
No, because then it's very clear. I said I would rather live on the moon with the right people than to live on the earth without those people.
Ah, all right, yes.
I mean, the people I want to live with.
Yes.
It doesn't mean the people on the earth that I would be living with were not the right people or potentially not right, you say.
Yes.
I mean, maybe they're good people. I simply don't know. But to lose those people, I'll go to the moon to stay with those people. Yeah. All right?
Ah, that's very nice.
Would you?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
You would live on the moon and you always have to wear a spacesuit when you go outside.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter?
No.
All right.
If I am with the people I want to be.
Okay, fine. Okay, did you get here late earlier? Did you get here late?
No, I didn't.
Ask me what I would have done if you hadn't shown up.
What would you have done if I hadn't shown up?
Good. Can you repeat, please?
What,
Está bien, eh?
Yeah, what would you have done if I hadn't shown up?
Okay. I would have called you. Yeah. Ask me what I would have done if your phone had been off.
What would you have done if my phone had been off?
I would have done the program alone. Ask me if I would have done the same thing if you hadn't come.
Would you have done the same if I hadn't come?
No, I would have done something else. Ask me what I would have done if you hadn't come.
What would you have done if I hadn't come?
I really don't know. Ask me how long it would have taken me to change my plans.
How long would it have taken you if you had to change your plans?
All right. Has añadido algo más.
Yeah,
Si
I
hubiera
think so.
tenido que cambiar, no si hubiera cambiado.
All right.
Okay. I said if I had changed my plans. What would I have done? How long would it have taken me? About a minute or about 30 seconds.
Or less.
Or find something. All right. And ask me if I would have said something to you if you had come late.
Would you have said something to me if I had come late?
Yes, I would. Ask me what I would have said to you when you walked in.
What would you have said to me when I had...
When I walked?
When I walked in.
I would have said, "Good morning, Maria Jesus," or "Good afternoon, Maria Jesus, how are you?"
Is that all?
That's all, that's all. Ask me what I would have thought.
What would you have thought?
Nothing, that you had had some problem coming. And if you had come late, Maria Jesus, would you have apologized?
Yes, I would. I would have apologized.
All right.
I was about to be late because I got lost in the building.
You got lost in the building?
I was about to phone you, to call
Really?
you. Yes.
Okay. All right, and ask me if I keep my telephone off during these programs.
Do you keep your telephone off during these programs?
Yes, I do. Ask me what would happen if I didn't.
What would happen if you didn't?
I could receive a telephone call. Ask me if I've ever received a telephone call on the air.
Have you ever received a telephone call on the air?
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Ask me how many times somebody has called me while I was doing a television show.
How many times has somebody called you while you were doing a TV show?
In the middle of a show, only once. Okay. And ask me what I
did you
did.
do?
I answered it.
Really?
Yeah. Ask me if I told the person to call back later.
Did you tell the person to call back later?
¿Qué es un person?
Person.
Person. ¿Cuál es el ruido que hace el gato?
Purrs.
Purr.
Purr.
In Spanish, ronronear? What is? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, like that. All
Yes.
right. Okay. And purr. Person.
Person.
Purr.
Purr.
Okay. The cat. A happy cat purrs. Okay. A happy cat purrs. Okay. And what happens if you have a happy cat on your lap, sleeping and purring? That's when the water in the stove starts to boil over and you need to get up. All right. Person. Person. All right, good. Now, I don't remember my question. Do you remember the question? You don't?
No.
Okay.
What?
Well,
It was about your cell phone?
yes. Ask me what I said to the person.
Yes. What did you say to the
Person.
person who
Person.
Person. No. Person.
Purr.
Per.
Purr.
Person.
Your person. Tu persona, ¿cómo se dice?
Your person.
Good. The person called, and I told the person I was on television. Asked me if we continued talking.
Did you continue talking?
Yes, we did. Asked me where I looked.
Where did you look?
I looked at the camera. I said, "Hello, John." I said, "Look, I'm on the television." And asked me if he believed me.
Did he believe you?
Yes, he did.
All right.
Asked me why.
Why did he believe you?
Because he knows me. He knows I do crazy things. Okay. And asked me how long the conversation lasted.
How long did the conversation last?
It lasted only about 20 seconds, okay, because I wanted to continue teaching on TV. Asked me what the technicians said after the show.
What did the technician said? What did the technicians say after the show?
After the show?
After
the show?
After the show.
They said it worked perfectly.
Really?
It was an accident, but
but you took advantage of it.
I took advantage of it, all right, to teach some telephone English and things like that. Ask me how much time we have left, Maria Jesus.
How much time do we have left?
We don't have any. The time's up. But we're coming back in just a few minutes. So you have time for a break, and you have time for a short break. So be back, and we'll continue. Thank you.